everybody. Welcome back to the Sith Dominion podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Dana Martin, and with me tonight, as has been for every show that had to do with Mr. Darth Maul, Eris Quarterman, thank you for joining once more. But after this night, we don't need you no more.
We're not even going to do a review.
Just kidding. A review, that's what tonight is. We'll talk through it all tonight. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how far we get. Just kidding. I won't kick you out yet. Cantarinkus, our guest this evening, may be familiar to some. It's been a long while, but welcome, Cam, back to the show. Curmudgeon Cam is back, and in rare form tonight. You should have seen him already lighting us up in the pre-show, folks. This is going to be a good one tonight. I'm glad you joined. Thank you, Cam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tonight is sponsored by Tres Amigos Tequila. In this is a lemon slushy from the TXB, and you just add some Tres Amigos to it. Voila, Taco Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo, all rolled into one, and TSD. Here we go. Tex B is about the best. This is what we call it, Tex B. This is about the best. If you guys don't have a Tex B, you're missing out. This convenience store is like everything in there is crisp. Everything is pristine. The bathrooms are phenomenal. The drink station is never dirty and clogged. This place, the food. Oh, don't even get me started on the food. Fantastic. Have you been to the Tex B, Cam?
I'm a regular at the store. I will go out of my way to go to a Tex B. Great American gas station. I echo Dana's sentiments. Price tags everywhere. Food's great. Bathrooms are solid. Self checkout, 3 lanes. Cheap. There's no such thing as cheap gas anymore because we're not winning. But they have relatively great priced gas that only makes you sit for about 30 seconds after you fill up on an empty tank instead of the usual 2 to 3 minutes at a different gas station. But great store. Love TXP.
Yeah, it's like $12.99 a month for their Chug Club or whatever. So you think $12.99, what do you get? Well, you get 2 drinks a day. Well, who gets 2 drinks a day? Well, I work out at 5 a.m. in the morning. On my way home, guess what Dana's doing? Stopping off, getting himself a big old huge coffee. Okay, well, what do you charge a coffee? $3.25? I get 4 coffees I've made in a month. I've made it up. So thank you, Tex B, because you also make my mixers for my adult beverages. Okay, I'm done with Tex B. We're not here to talk about Tex B. Can we talk about the HOA for a freaking second here?
God, I've missed this. We're so back.
Listen.
Hell yeah.
So in our neighborhood, okay, I'm the guy. Okay, I'm the guy in my office. Okay, I have this light here, and this is not a ring light. It is a photo light, but it's also maneuverable. Whatever. I have this, and then I have, of course, lights around LEDs, and then I have under the desk. I love lights, and if you saw my house, I love Star Wars, Christmas time, that sort of thing. I'm very envious and jealous of these folks that are now getting these lighting systems installed that are installed outside. Not, hiring the kid across the street to come climb up on your roof because you're too old to do it anymore yourself. No, like recessed lighting, LED, changes colors, themes, waves, whatever. And I'm dying. And what's the price tag out? $7K for a badass system? I don't have $7K. And I don't know that I can write it off, Cam. Thank you. So I'm excited. I'm getting all this. I'm getting there. Here we go. I get an email from the HOA. I haven't done anything, but I'm nervous, and because there's a file attached, and I look at it, and it's like, here are be sure you're on the 15th at our special session or whatever, where we're going to vote on one of 3 exterior lighting policies. What are you? So now I've got 3 PDFs. I'm trying to discern lawyer jargon, what I can and can't have for a light on my house, and if it's seasonal and non-offensive, then who decides that? Like, so many questions, and they gave me 3 policies to choose from, and then I'm supposed to show up and vote on them. Who's going to enforce this? And what, guys? I'm about done with the HOA. Can we be done and agree that the HOA served its purpose? But you know what? I'm at the point in my life, I don't give a shit. If you want to have a pink house, my home value goes down, good. I don't got to pay as many taxes. Thank you. All right. I'll get off my soapbox. HOA. Sorry. You had any fun with the HOA lately, Cam?
Nah, I mean, my neighbors got their edges overgrown. It's all over the sidewalk. Nothing. Feel bad for the people that live next to them. I mean, it's just kind of a losing battle. You know, there's good and bad things that the HOA can do, but for the most part, it's just grown adults with too much time on their hands. And it's honestly, when you really think about it, it's really anti-American. You know, you got to think the whole policy of home ownership is most, in large part, is so anti-freedom because you cannot do things like, especially now with how expensive home ownership is you would think that like it's the ultimate express, like the mailbox thing, bro. It's the ultimate expression of like who you are, right? Like I take care of my yard, hypothetically, thinking that if I decide to sell my home later, people come in the door like, man, this brother takes care of his yard. He's got to be taking care of the inside, which is true, right? I mean, if you can't get out there at least a couple times a month and mow the grass, something's wrong with you, man.
Yeah.
Flat out. Or pay some college kid $20 to do it. He'll freaking come out and do a subpar job, right? At least your grass is mowed. But the trash can stuff, what you can and can't do on something you pay for, property taxes. I mean, it's we need to get rid of it. Like,
all I'm gonna say is, you remember there was a revolt. How dare those colonists dump all that tea in the harbor? Listen, just all I'm going to say about this, and we'll move on, is a revolution was started for way less, guys. Way less than what you're enduring. And don't say Trump. It's not. Don't say Biden. It's not. You've willingly been that frog in that pot so you could have your cushy little iPhones and Androids, so you could be comfortable with your apps to be able to sit from your couch and control your entire home. You're giving up the privacies, and you're giving up your freedoms. All right. Just like a good little citizen of the empire should. I know, and look at me. Look what I'm doing. I'm wearing all this, and why am I preaching that?
That's You're wearing the merch.
I think, like, well, Danny, you got to think in some of the, like, OG College Station, right? Like, Munson, those neighborhoods, right? Like, you know, a lot of student housing, but, like, I got a buddy that lives in the old mayor's house on, like, 3 acres. They ain't got, I mean, their HOA is, like, $10, dude. And you go drive by some of those places. I mean, yeah, they're nice houses, but, like, I mean, you know, homie's got, like, a freaking storage unit in the back of his yard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, let people, if they're not like, it goes back to the crux of a lot of things of like how certain people take it. But it's like if I wanted to put some like I don't know 12 by 12 freaking unit, whatever, 24 by 24 unit in my backyard, insulated out, fitted out, put like my home gym in there so I can get it out of my garage, right? It's well maintained, looks nice. Yeah, you can see it a little over the fence, whatever. But like, I mean, it's like I should be able to do that. It's in my yard, in the home that I paid for. It's not harming anyone. If anything, people that may want to have that type of facility whenever they want to purchase the home from me would get the benefit of that, right? Because that would be a pain in the ass to move. Like, let people do what they want with the houses that they pay for. I mean, you pay all this money, and God forbid I have my gnome flag that's a Christmas gnome flag for longer than it is for, like, in February because I just forgot to change it. And you're going to send me a letter saying it's not in season. Like, screw you, man. Like, you shouldn't be able to tell me what's appropriate for my home that I paid for. And then these like new neighborhoods, like special assessment fee for 10 years for said park you're going to build. And it's just garbage. Like a lot of stuff. It's just garbage.
Yep. Give me 1 second here. I want to... You said something just then, and I know we're a Star Wars show, and trust me, this all is related. Talking about the Empire here, aren't we? Wait, what did you say?
If I want to paint my Gonk droid purple, he's going to be purple.
Look, man, keep the roads paved, the lights on, get our kids some nice schools, man, and mind your damn business, government of all forms. How about you do something good instead of you all collecting a paycheck and a pension because you're too stupid to do anything else with your lives? So you're going to decide to go into government for 7 years and get everything taken care of and not do anything because they're the only ones that don't get to work for certain periods of time, but they're still getting paid. I decide not to show up at my job for 2 weeks because I'm in a dispute with my boss over something, and I'm not getting paid. Who's going to provide for my family then?
All right, here's the first test here of using this. That echo, for those of you that watched the show, I think I figured out what it was. So we'll see. Here you go, Cam. Seasonal lighting policy. You said
I got you, bro. You want me to show it?
Mid-February. Yeah, pop it on. Sorry. You said mid-February. And it says, oh, no. If it was my HOA, here it is. You can display it beginning October 15th through February 1st. However, the lights cannot be illuminated until Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. That's just one of them. There's 3 different. There's an exterior lighting, display of religious items, and seasonal lighting policy.
I'm glad I don't have an HOA. The city just drives around and says, hey, by the way, your grass is a little high. We can't see your meters. That's it.
Well, then get your butt out of your truck and walk over and read the meter.
To be fair, the grass is scary. That's where the cats hide.
I feel like in large part, this might be a hot take because obviously buying a home is a very large feat, not done by stupid people. But I feel like HOAs were largely created to enforce very stupid people that somehow stumbled into home ownership and don't know how to take care of everything. And so they penalize the rest of us that go into this type of endeavor knowing what it takes to be a homeowner and the responsibilities that come with it. And then you're over policing us that like, just, hey man, my family's a little whack. We celebrate Christmas before Thanksgiving. Let me like put my Christmas lights up November 1st and let me have them on in the night, right? But oh no, you can't do it till after Thanksgiving, whatever, And it's like, well, what about the dude whose yard is freaking 4 feet tall and his edges are everywhere? There's
For those of you
junk in their
throwing
yard.
around, words and terms because you see them online and you heard them in school and you think you're badass, a lot of those terms and things that you're throwing around are what the HO freaking A is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And if that's the life you really want, yeah, live in your HOA, making rules for everybody else that are good for thee, but not for ye. We know how this is. So
I want to go. I want to go to one of those board meetings and tell those people how stupid they are.
Oh my God!
They should do better things to benefit the world with the time on their hands.
The home that Madison, you and Zane spent a large part of your life in Round Rock. So I moved into this home. We were like the 4th home on this big circle.
Yeah, Art was across the street from us.
And yeah, it was like, okay, HOA, get involved, Dana, right? I get involved. I go to the first meeting, and we spent 20 minutes with some dude complaining about his neighbor's satellite on the side of his home causing his TV to be discolored through the walls. And I said, is this an HOA? This is how it is? I'm out. I'm not. We're not doing this. This is what my money goes to pay for? Okay. Whatever.
No, I remember what our street devolved into as well. How did we still have an HOA? Because the woman walking around asking kids for lighters and cigarettes right outside our house, that wasn't HOA worthy?
No.
Not even police worthy? Those are next door neighbors.
As Papa Palpatine says, enter the bureaucrats. This is why nothing gets done. So, on that note, Palpatine is. I watched yesterday. Watched the shows, of course, for Maul, but I also watched Return of the Jedi. If I'm gonna watch,
banker.
Actually, if I'm being honest, I watched the first 6 minutes or so of Revenge of the Sith, so I could watch that on my new TV for my office. That's like crispy, and it was salivating good watching that scene. That's my TV test. Anytime I get a new TV, that's what I straight go to, because that scene is pure adrenaline. It's so good. Anyways, then I went straight to Jedi and watched Return of the Jedi. May the 4th is the excuse to watch the show. My favorite, but it holds. Standalone, yeah, you need some history to kind of know what's happening or what led up to it. But you don't, even with Return of the Jedi, you could stand alone this movie. And it's incredible. It's incredible. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I love it.
What'd you do for your May 4th yesterday? I don't know.
Mine?
I hope nothing bad. Yeah.
That was my 5-year anniversary of my work, and so that was it.
Hold up. I'm gonna interrupt you, brother. You're like, I know. You're the man working for the man that don't want to be the man. I know this, and I love you for that, because you got to play the game to survive. Look, let's be real. All of us on this side of the house, where we're talking little Revo and whatever, like, you got to play the game to live. All right, play the game. And one day, as Muse sang, the teddy bears will rise up. That's right. I ain't gonna lie, I heard that on the radio on my way home from the gym this morning, and I was, oh yeah, let's go. No, all of this works into our show in that you have this super, let's just not bring the Empire into our issues. Let's just leave the government out of it. We can handle our shit inside. Because the moment that the Empire becomes involved, it's a whole nother thing. It's like at a whole nother level. And that's not just true. Like Star Wars was commentary on the social issues of the time. Vietnam War, this is well documented. So even translating Return of the Jedi, even translating what we're watching right now in Darth Maul to the oppressive Empire, people having issues and sorting shit out on their own until the Empire feels like they have to be involved. You hear me, right? And then ultimately, everybody pays the price for that involvement. Everybody. So, yeah, I'm a little jacked up and I'm talking kind of covertly because I like having a show, but we live in a country where we can say this is an exact parallel of what is happening today. It's very subtle in Maul, and it's not something for me that it's a pivotal point of this or lesson of this show. I'm just pointing out that what we're seeing now is actually art is being reflected, and it's done very, very well. My mind attuned in that way looks for that in Star Wars now, and that is, to me, it was very evident throughout that whole first season of we need to keep them out because we can do this on our own. We just want to, and we know that everything's going to go to shit when they get there. Would you agree, or do you think I'm reading into it too much? That maybe Dana, you're just crazy. You see it?
I see it. Think you're on to something here.
Yeah. Which brings me to my next point. 1 through 10, Cam. Episode, and we've been doing this. I don't know if you've had a chance to listen. Taking each of these dual episodes is kind of a mini arc. This last kind of wrapping everything up mini arc of just 9 and 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 or negative 10. How did you feel about it?
Probably 9.
Yeah. Solid 9?
Yeah, solid 9.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, probably 9.
Eris?
I think you know where I'm at because I called you last night after watching it. It's like it's almost a 10 for me. I ended up on the phone with Zane about it because Zane's like, spoil it for me. I don't care. And so I'm just gushing because I have to get it out.
I was watching a movie. I was like, okay, yeah, I got it off the phone.
You're good. Summer wanted me to call you and talk about
adorable.
it. She's like, we gotta talk to your dad. I was like, okay, we'll give him a call. I think she's watching the stream right now. I'm not sure.
That's Summer.
The watching it and then I just gushing about it with Zane on the small details that, because you know me, I like my combat a lot, so I focus a lot on the combat and where all the little pieces are and seeing the minor details that if you know these characters, you're like, oh, he's holding back. He's holding back on purpose. He's not holding back anymore. Uh-oh. So it's just the small details. It is so good.
There was a lot of that in these 2 episodes where Maul was calculating, evaluating, observing, which is Maul. He's not just some dumb tool. I feel like Savage was kind of, it's not his fault. He was just kind of, but because of what all they did to him, he was just a big dumb oaf, a big tool. And Maul being a tool, he wasn't a dumb tool. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah, you're kind of losing me on that one.
So I'll just move on. I've lost it. I was trying to pull up real quick. Here it is. Not playing a clip because again, I don't want to get in trouble.
Just a picture, just a freeze frame, an exploding freeze frame.
Yeah. So if you, oh my gosh, it's way over here. Where is it that they? Oh shoot, episode 10, right?
What are you looking for?
When they are escaping in the bottom of the thing. Oh, that's episode 9.
That's 9. I've got a freeze frame from that pulled up right now.
Oh, you do? Is it the one with the lightsaber?
Is it? Wait, which one? Is it the one where they're all connected at the same time? Because that's the one I
No,
grabbed.
but I wanted to find that one. Yes, let's talk
one.
about that one while I pull this. Go ahead. Pull it up,
I'll share because that I had to rewind a few times while we were watching it. So I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. just this. Let's see. I think I got it.
Yes.
That's so good. So good.
That quad saber lock. I've never seen that.
That's 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah,
that's
5
5.
saber locks. Wow.
Pretty dope.
That's so good.
And it wasn't forced, right? Like it was so smooth when it happened. You were like, oh my
god. Had to rewind it. I wish Disney Plus had a way for me to slow down watching because those fights, the fact they sprint into the fight, I was waiting for them to walk up all intimidating. No, we're just going to run and you better be ready. So good. So good. I might have to rewatch it tomorrow just to rewatch the fight scenes. I was. Where are you looking for, or what part of the fight?
It's when they jump across. They jump across into, or to the other side, and there's water falling.
You mean the acid?
No. Yeah, that's why it's not episode 9. I can't remember where it is now. So they jump across, and the saber, there's like this tiny bit of trickle of a waterfall. And as they came through, there's this little tiny poof, and then this little bit of steam as they're sitting there talking, coming off the.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Let me grab it.
Like tiny detail. I mentioned in the episode a couple episodes ago, her Liku in the wind, it wasn't flapping or stiff. Like it was very natural looking. Everything about the animation is like.
I'm looking through it. I'm speed running.
Yeah. How did you feel about the animation overall, man? Like bar setting shit or man?
I think so. I think if they stuck with something like this going forward for their flagship shows, I think it would be well done. I mean, I equated it a lot to. I told Woods when we were watching, I was like, this feels very Batman animated series for like a lot of the background and stuff. When you find out like they hand drawn like a lot of the backgrounds and stuff, and I think it just adds to the overall aura vibe of the show, like and the nice thing is it set the tone from the first episode and was consistent the whole way out.
Mm-hmm. Totally. So in these 2 episodes, we get Lawson and the kids and Maul all having to kind of team up and come together, work together. Docky, you kind of, I don't know about y'all, but in episode 8, you kind of start feeling that she's going to have a choice to make Lawson, probably going to have some sort of choice to make. But it didn't seem like it was real overt, like campy. Okay, look, all hell's breaking loose. You're gonna have to make a decision to stay behind or try to cut. Like there was none of that kind of stuff. It felt very real. So I want to kind of lean into the writing of the show, especially in these last couple episodes. How did you feel that writing was overall, of course, but especially these last couple episodes? Good writing, of course, probably, but I mean, game-changing writing.
Nothing felt forced, and even though, like, if we go back, I guarantee you, we predicted over half the stuff that happened in the season finale. We just weren't expecting it to all happen in the same episode.
This is true.
It was very, which that's what happens in fights. Nothing is ever okay, well, we're leading up to it and everyone knows it's going to happen. No, it's very sudden, it's very quick, and you don't get time to react to it until after it's already happened, and it's been a good 10-15 minutes since it happened. We watch Docky's gone. And you don't get time to react to it because we got to go straight to the next thing. Which is real.
But it's okay. Docky has Jobu in the locker room. He'll get a couple shots of rum to Jobu and he'll be fine. Yeah, because I can't remember the dude's name that voiced Docky. But yeah, Pedro Serrano in Major League. He was in The Wire or something. I don't know. All that stuff. Yeah. Cam, you're a stickler for good writing. Did you feel this hit your cam meter there?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I had to sit on the quietness of the Dark Lord for probably a few hours, but after, I guess we probably talk more about that when we get to episode 10. But I think overall, I think the show, outside of the, I think the show has it all. I'm interested to see kind of where they go with season 2 and where this fits going forward in the larger galaxy kind of at the time. So supposedly we're not going to have to wait long for season 2 based on what I saw from Sam Witwer.
That interview, he said that we should not have to wait long. Fans do not have to wait. I think he said we don't have to wait too long. So now it's predicted end of 2026, somewhere around early 2027, we get season 2.
Wow. That'd be a really quick turnaround.
Because they're already recording for it right now. That'd be nice. I like that.
Keep the momentum while you have it.
Hell yeah. Episode 9 gives us our introduction to Dryden Voss too, right? I don't think we had him in 8. Maybe we didn't.
No, we didn't. 9. It ended right before they contacted Crimson.
Yeah. So now we're starting to get some holes filled, right? Which again didn't feel forced. It felt very, yeah, this is just how this shit went down between Maul and Crimson Dawn, Dryden Voss specifically. I actually was real excited. I didn't know. I didn't do any pre-work or anything to see casting or whatever, like who's playing what. So I really didn't know what to expect. And seeing him in that tie-in straight away was pretty exciting, quite frankly. I thought he was quite the creep in Rogue One or Han Solo movie, but yeah. What's your take on that Dryden Voss? Slimy, creepy? I don't know. I don't like him.
And not my favorite character.
Yeah. He gives me that, like, he's on a list somewhere vibe, like Epstein's list. I don't like him.
This is the first
not the actor. For Pete's sake, not the acting.
I almost
don't
kind of
know.
like had forgotten about that whole plot line they were working with the Crimson Dawn when we got to these episodes. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. Like this is, you know, Solo. This is still a thing that we have to do. Gotcha. Okay. But
Isn't that
I mean,
good?
it's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, I don't want to be watching a show, I think, for me, where I'm like, can we please get back to the main plot? Like I like that I got kind of taken on a little bit of a ride, because we haven't been getting that. I felt like up to where we were at 9. I mean, we thought we knew what we were doing, and yes, Madison, a lot of stuff we talked about did all happen in 9 and 10, but they had us guessing. It wasn't as predictable, and it wasn't there wasn't, as far as I could tell, any sort of agenda. Or there was It was just telling a damn good story about a character that a lot of people care about. And we'll get to all that, I guess, later. But I'm trying not to do the rap part because there's a lot to talk about in these episodes. So let's talk about Daki. Ultimately, across the arc, he loses his life. I've talked too much. Someone else talked to me about Daki. What'd you think about the character and kind of the way he went out?
He gave me dad vibes. It's weird. I was like, this is like what everyone is like. This is a good dad. But then as you're watching him make choices and try to teach Devin, you're also like, no, that's not gonna help here. You're a great guy, but please change the plan a little bit because this plan ain't working, and you know it's not working.
Daki.
The Empire's here. Well, we'll just beg for food still. No, that's not a good idea. That's not gonna. No.
I think he showed. I think they did a good job of portraying really what a lot of the flaws that the Jedi had, like almost the naiveness of it all, even when the galaxy is showing him point blank period that begging for food's not going to work, all these things, and he's still like, you know, still telling his Padawan. I mean, he wasn't my favorite character, like, to start. When I started the show, I was like, I get why we're here. Devin's going to end up going with Maul, whatever. But he really kind of shined for me in these last few episodes in terms of his stark contrast with Maul, and Maul actually kind of like, it was cool kind of seeing him kind of act and be a Jedi instead of just old wise master whose order is all but gone and destroyed, but he's one of the last remaining survivors. But if anything, I kind of wish his death would have been a little more gruesome. But I mean, that's just kind of nitpicky at that point. Shout out to Woods though; she totally called that was coming. So
yeah, that Maul betrayal. That was
subtle betrayal too. Subtle betrayal.
Like just, oh, here, you know what? You go deal with that. I'm gonna go.
And then Lawson seeing it. Been a long time.
Dude, you never seen Braveheart? I have failed you, Anakin. I have failed you. When I was in college, we watched Braveheart we called it Big Sandwich Night, man. We go get a loaf of French bread, 3 packs of Carl budding meat, 3 slices of cheese, mayo, whatever else, and you eat the sandwich in the time that you watch a movie. And we started watching Braveheart, and that became Big Sandwich Night. We'd watch Braveheart the entire year in college, every Thursday night. Anyway.
Sober?
What was it?
That sounds like complete sober college student activities. If
Let's
I've ever
just
heard.
say there was a lot of wheat and wheat products between that bread and beverages going into my
I
system.
bet there was. Sure, it was
Yes,
just only
sir.
wheat products, you know.
Uh, wheat with a T. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I'm sure.
where were we? Braveheart. So, there's a moment in Braveheart where the Scots totally had it, man. Like, but there were a group of folks that turned and were paid off and did not engage in the battle, and thus they lost the battle. They would have won the battle had the others engaged, but they were paid off. But there was a moment where he's waving the flag, uh, Wallace, and he looks over at one of the cavalry, the leader of the cavalry, and the cavalry just looks at him and just kind of takes his horse and moseys away. I swear to God, that is that exact moment where Maul sees what's about to happen and says, she's gonna walk away. That sucked for Daki. Daki died alone. Daki dedicated his life to an order, dedicated his life to training up a Jedi youngling. And he died alone.
Him and probably thousands of other Jedi at that time.
Yep.
Well, I like where it kind of shows Maul looks back multiple times, but it doesn't show where Devin is until after Daki dies and she watches the death.
It shows that she's inside before that. It does.
Yes, but it doesn't show if she can see him, if she can see the fight going on outside. So Maul consistently looking back over and over and over again during him and Daki and Darth Vader's fight. That after, because I rewatched it, couldn't help it. It's a good fight.
Oh yeah, I've seen it 3 times.
Rewatching it again, it's like he's waiting until she's in the spot to watch him die. Because he's watching and listening, waiting for the combat to move, and then he goes in.
I think, yeah, but I kind of feel like he was wanting to know if he needed
right moment.
He was trying to protect her too, though. I think he was watching to make sure she was still holding her own before he made the decision to leave Daki. Like, I think he was kind of still evaluating. Dude, if he had a chance to take out Vader, he would have taken out Vader. I mean, there's I think there's a kind of an unwritten "I was replaced by Dooku was replaced by you." Like, there's all that, right? And we see a little of that later on. But I mean, let's just jump into it. What did you think of, first of all, Vader's entrance? He yanks Rook by the foot, sucks her out into the nothingness and the fog, and then, Darth Vader dramatic entrance, whatever. Talk to me about when you first saw that.
That was good.
It was good.
I was really surprised he was in the show, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah. Felt, I just, not that I didn't want to have my hopes too high, but it just, it just wasn't something I had on my bingo card for the show. He definitely added to it, but it was cool. I thought it was really well done. Thought it was a great kind of callback, his entrance to what was that Legends book called? Splinter from the Mind's Eye. Let me see if that sounds right. Yeah. That felt very Kind of gave me that type of vibe. But it was cool. Well done on their part. I was kind of split on him not even saying anything because I've been kind of used to the Jedi games of Vader being a little more talkative when he's about the sauce on somebody. But him just kind of
to choke on your aspiration.
Him just kind of Michael Myers during the whole thing was pretty cool.
I thought it was gonna be Palpatine, until knowing that the first brother was Marek, I swear I was like, it's gotta be just Palpatine. And when they introduced the Crow, we know the Crow dies, and Ahsoka, I think, kills the 11th
in like
brother.
5 seconds.
Yes. Yeah, I mean,
with his own lightsaber.
That's peak though, Ahsoka. Like what we get in Ahsoka, a live action, we get old lady Ahsoka. Anyway, the moment I saw him, I was like, okay, maybe it is Vader. Because I mean, it makes sense in the lore. He's in charge of the Inquisitors, and this, knowing that Maul was planet side, would mean that it was serious enough to have Darth Vader there. But I was, in the past, Palpatine has always dealt with Maul. So why didn't he this time? Because they needed Darth Vader to come into the show?
Well, I mean, probably. That's probably a part of it. I think, you have... He's on this, only a year after Revenge of the Sith, maybe?
Yeah.
So, I mean, great test for Vader still, getting accustomed to his new life. And I always had the fan, I don't know. My thought was his entire time up until we see him in A New Hope is him just going galaxy to galaxy, planet to planet, and just absolutely just murking every Jedi he can get his hands on, And so I think it fits better for him to have done this than for Palpatine. Because I feel like if Palpatine goes, it's... Obviously, we still have, we know Maul doesn't die, but...
Yeah,
how does he escape Palpatine? You know what I mean? Whereas I think
Palpatine let him live last time, right? And he wouldn't be that stupid again.
Well, and I also think that just everything from Maul's facial expressions to the fear he has in his eyes when you see Vader, I think it just adds to... It's just another big YouTube archive of people seeing Vader for the first time, especially a Vader that we don't really get to see a ton in terms of the timeline. I mean, he's still he's fresh in that suit, man. He's really trying to figure out how his new life is, and shout out to them, man. They did a really great job on the combat. I was a little skittish going into episode 10 with how they were going to handle him fighting, but I mean, it just... Every swing, every clash, it just felt... It just felt like Vader to me. So well done.
There's an
Filoni
escalation to the saber fight that feels so Star Wars. It feels so Jedi saber fight, Empire saber. Like, it feels Star Warsy because it starts out and Vader's one hand with his lightsaber, blocking, defend, just playing, learning, observing. trying to figure shit out. Strike, how do you defend? Blah, blah, blah. But as that fight progresses, his aggression progresses. Just like in every other fight with Anakin Skywalker and Darth, or if he's Darth Vader. And so I felt like they nailed the fight, the style, and how. Pardon me.
Bless you.
Thank you. They nailed it. He is, like you said, Cam. This isn't a Vader we've gotten to see really on screen in combat. And if there's a peak, I think we're pretty close to it on being able to balance. I've had the suit for a year, 2 years, whatever, and where I'm at with my anger and the Force. Like, this might be closest to peak we've ever seen on screen. And it did not disappoint. Vader's my guy, man. And no, he didn't say a word, but he didn't have to, right? I think it was done well enough. The pauses where he would gather and just stand there, like, you know what he's thinking. All right, mother, I see what you just did. I got this. I got you. Still toying with you a little bit.
His armor and actually causing damage to his suit, and then him just turning around and going, you know what? I'm just going to. He got so
yeah, he was mashing X. He was mashing X on the controller.
I told Zane, I was like, it's like somebody going at you with a baseball bat. You dented their car. You're not getting back up. No.
It's totally Vader, right? It just escalates. And so at that time, by that time, he's two-hand wielding the saber. Huh?
Luke does the same thing in Return of the Jedi. He does the whole, I'm just going to keep wailing on you until you stop.
Where do you think?
That's where he got it from.
It's too early in the timeline.
But you don't see Vader do that. I've never seen Vader do that in any other depiction of Vader. So getting to see that and then knowing Luke does the exact same thing when he's mad.
I guess it's hard for him to like fully raise his like I believe it pains him a ton. Obviously the higher he lifts his arms up, so can't do as much like Anakin used to in Form 5. I was just glad that
he is.
I was just glad they didn't speed him up or like make him feel just move unlike what we know him to be depicted as. That's probably my biggest gripe with Rogue One.
Yeah.
He walks like he doesn't have cybernetic legs in Rogue One.
Yeah.
And it's a very small, intricate detail, but one that Tony Gilroy probably should have caught.
Yes. I get that you're going to be a heck of a lot smoother in A New Hope. But, yeah, there was still some visible acting there that wasn't there. I see what you're saying. I never thought of that, dude. That's a great call out, brother.
Yeah.
Sorry, I spaced a second. I was like,
it's like now when you rewatch the movie, you're not going to be not able to see it, you know. So it'll probably make you hate the line with Krennic even more just when you see him walking.
God, it's already terrible.
All that. So it's but it's a small nitpicky detail that only people like us would really have a problem with.
Come on, that's it. The whole thing. Done. So let's talk about Maul on that side of Vader. This is the first time they've met, and
technically not. Yeah. But yes.
Whoa! What? Because
Darth Maul almost ran him over.
Yeah, I know.
On his speeder.
So, I know. I love that. I saw that meme where it's like, Maul did not know this. Hold on. I don't know what I did. I pushed a button and now I'm playing music in my ear. Sorry.
Okay. Look, I'm gonna say this because I think I know where you're going with this. I don't think he knows who Vader is. I think he might have an idea. I think it could be fair, but I don't think he knows. And if he does end up knowing, I feel like it messes up some things when we get into Rebels and other events in the timeline, because there's a lot of gripes with Disney Star Wars, and one of the ones that I think very valid gripes is not everybody knows who he is under the suit. And it's a small, intricate detail that not very many people know and not very many people are able to discern, right? And I think in tune, Maul finding out who he is could raise some interesting, not like retcons, but interesting continuity issues with, was it Malachor that they're on, right? In Rebels, when they're all there. Like, why would he not tell her? I mean, obviously, I think she already knows at that point, but you know what I mean? Like, still.
Yeah.
I don't like this thing of everybody finding out who Darth Vader is and all this stuff. Like, Kenobi aside, which was an abomination with what they did with Reva and all that. But we can't, like, it just... Can we keep the mystique of, like, it's the Emperor, it's Tarkin, we assume. Thrawn makes a lot of sense, him knowing. Who am I missing here? OG trilogy wise.
OG trilogy.
And continuity, I guess.
I mean, in continuity, you're only talking about, there's like two, I think there's two people in Palpatine's inner circle that know, and the Royal Guards know. The Royal Guards. In
the
Legends they have names, but the Red Royal Guards, they know. But outside of that, you're right. It's only like a handful of 5-10 people minimum or maximum that know.
Yeah, 10 max, because like the whole thing was Anakin was a war hero for basically being the only Jedi that didn't, turn against the Senate and the Republic, right? Like, he saved Emperor Palpatine, or he saved like that was the propaganda that was pushed, because that was going to be the thing with Anakin at Palpatine's side, assuming he was not burned, right? Was, Anakin was going to testify or what, basically be the backup to Palpatine's story they were going to tell. But like, let the aura, the mystique of who's behind the mask stay there. Like, there's a reason why that's there. Not everybody who's an important character needs to know. And to me, rewatching Rebels in that specific scene, it makes it very clear that Maul does not know who he is.
I don't think Maul knows who he is. He did have a line in 10 where he mentions that he knows Vader knows how Jedi fight. But that seems to be as far as he goes with it, is he understands that he used to be a Jedi, but that's it. But Count Dooku also was the same way.
And before Maul gets there, right after they have their first encounter. I don't recall who says it, but the line is uttered, "What was that?" Not who was that. What was that? So
I thought that was Lawson that said that.
Like, no one knows what a Vader is, Darth Vader is. And that it's hard, I think, for us. I think is what you're kind of alluding to, Cam, is that we know who Vader is. Like, he's been a part of my life since I can remember. I know who Darth Vader is. I know who he is, and I know who he is under the suit. And not everybody does. And even in that galaxy, it's unfathomable to me that someone with the aura of Darth Vader is not known on all corners of the galaxy. But that's how big the galaxy is. No, they don't know. They might hear a story from a traveler or something, and what, they got this crazy dude and it's a black armor wielding a red laser sword. Yeah, you're crazy. Have another drink on me, Yeah.
Well,
so the question was, what was that? Not who. Go ahead, man.
And another thing they did great in this show is the size of him. I mean, he was towering.
He a big dude.
Like 7'2" or something. I don't know. He's
How tall is Vader? I'm gonna look.
And I mean, it's so fascinating when you have, and animation's obviously easier per se for a lot of things in live action, but I mean, it's so fascinating to see the different depictions of him, right? Between Force Unleashed games, the Jedi Fallen Order, Fallen Survivor games. I mean, it's just fascinating. And then you have how he's depicted in Kenobi. He almost feels like small in Kenobi to me, if that makes sense. I mean, he's still a presence and he has great moments in the series, but like he doesn't feel like the same character. And I don't think that's because of who was portraying him. I think it was the direction and the story they were telling. But in this, they just like, I think you show 7-year-old Cam those last 2 episodes or ending episode 9 and the 10, like I have the same feeling of when I see him for the first time in A New Hope. Obviously, arguably probably more terrified of him than I was when I first saw A New Hope, Because
you didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, Dad, it'll make you proud, because we watched the Maul series. It was summer. Jason and I would sit on the couch and watch. While Darth Maul and everyone was fighting Darth Vader, Jason is on his feet cheering for Darth Vader, wanting him to just end it. Just end it. He was so happy. And he doesn't
go, that.
Yes, he will repeat it every single time I even reference it. But he was so... Only a little. He cheers for villains, so it's not that concerning. But, like, Docky's dead. Yeah! Go get him! Whoa, calm down.
Easy.
Calm down.
No, I don't want that.
Please calm down. He was so happy. Because he wants Darth Vader to win. That's all he wants.
Of course.
And so having him fight.
Here comes the band.
I know, right? I'm going to have to. I'm not going to play the audio. But I would like for you, those of you playing at home, and jump over on this here. Where's that? 1239, right? 1839. Go to 1839. And what ends up happening here is meat shield, and then those hits right there, every one of those is hitting him. Now, we're talking about animation and cartoons and whatever. You hear the blaster bolt going through him every time, and there's a specific sound that it makes, and if you didn't pick up on it, it may make you a little queasy. The realism in the audio for the animated show, I don't know how to articulate this, guys. Like it was so good that I felt present in the story. And it's an animated show, man. Did you feel present?
They even got the body twitches every time he got hit. He's moving with the shot as it pushes that part of him back, but the rest of him is still free swinging. So you get, I don't want to say jello, but you get that almost Jello physics.
And understand, it's not a or pew or whatever. It's a, I can't even like.
It's like a
Like the
sizzling
sound.
noise.
Like it just like goes through. It's sad.
If anyone has ever played Call of Duty or Battlefield and has their headphones turned on superhuman mode, it's that sound where it goes right
Pink
past
mist.
your ear, but you're hearing it go through.
Pink mist. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I felt it was very engaging. So in that last episode, well, first of all, moment of silence for Rook. I was really looking forward to getting some Rook in the second season, but you know, I guess she doesn't fit the mold for the agenda. So
Moment of
whatever.
silence for Spybot giving Maul
Yeah,
another.
Oh,
It was so bad.
I was more sad about Spybots. I'm kind of over seeing Mandalorians on my TV. Get them off.
That hurt, and I love that Maul took it personally. Like that's
No
what
touching.
made my day. Is he watches his buddy die and then turns around and goes, "Oh no, we're not doing this." It's like he cares. He cared for the droid. That's all he cares about. It was just the droid.
Did you guys like Spybot overall? Like,
Yes.
character, good ad.
Better than Two Boots, and that might be a hot take, but Spybot
is better.
Yeah,
Spybot infinitely better than Two Boots.
I think I enjoyed Spybot better. I felt like they were trying to make Two Boots kind of a K2-ish.
K2SO.
Without the violent streak.
He's a mix between K2SO and C3PO. He has the awkwardness of C3PO, but the capabilities of combat as K2SO.
I'm okay with a little chopper, though, man. Give me a little chopper mixed in there.
A small war criminal. Give me Spybot back.
Chopper's an absolute goon. What a legend.
So in episode 10, we get, Rook dies there right at the beginning. We talked about Daki dying, and ultimately we end up on Dryden Boss's transport, and Dryden Boss telling Maul, "All right, now it's your turn to end up to your side of the bargain." Vader gets left behind in the smoke fog again, as in a la 4 other movies or whatever. I didn't like that. I thought something else should have I don't know what, but we've already seen him lose in this way. Yeah.
I think they should have left it at the cave-in where he's raging as the whole place is crumbling around him, and he's just hacking and slashing and throwing things. He's having a tantrum in the middle of the place collapsing.
I think that's a great point. Did we have to see him emerge from that? We know he's alive, right? I mean, he's freaking
need to.
Darth Vader.
We got to see him throwing a tantrum. Who says he's not still throwing a tantrum because he knows they're getting away? There's no way for him to catch up. They're getting out. He can sense that they're leaving. There's no reason for him to speed up the process of getting out of there.
Could have done without that. I thought so.
I liked the tantrum.
He's sitting there watching the Tantive 4, fly off with the Death Star plans. Or he's sitting there watching the Millennium Falcon blast out of wherever. It's just, come on, guys.
Would have loved to see him see the ship fly off and he just breaks something.
So, Cam, you started down this path earlier. Did we have to have Vader? That's one of my wrap-up questions for the show. Did we have to have Vader in the show?
No, I was hoping to get some more look into who the first brother and who the 11th brother are. Considering we know their eventual ends, but clearly I think there's something more to what's under there. I was nitpicking this with Woods. I'm like, okay, so if they're both like Night Sister magic, right? Like, I mean, this would be pretty gnarly if a Night Sister magic configuration power was able to like control what these cats are, right? You know? But I still think, I mean, I would argue you could make a case that Vader was more well done in this than probably Rogue One in its entirety, if you're going to bring him in. Limited sample size, obviously, but I mean, I think it was well done. It just depends, man. Like, is he needed? No, but does it make sense that he's in here? Yes. And is it well done? Well, yes. And then it's like, okay, well, we're 3 for 3 then. I don't see any complaints. It's when you don't get 2 out of those 3 and it feels kind of awkward, but you know,
like it's shoehorned in. Like it feels like you're just kind of wedging it in there.
yeah, like I'm trying, like I still feel like he's not needed in Rogue One. Ending scene's super cool, but like he's not really needed. It almost kind of takes you out of what kind of the story's building. That's why I'm really glad him and Palpatine weren't in Andor season 2. You know, really Palpatine. I know that's what a lot of people were calling for. Palpatine would have made more sense given the Mon Mothma Senate scene and all of that. Like Bad Batch did Palpatine really well. Thought that made a lot of sense. But yeah, less shoehorning, you know, like the more and more I've reflected on it, this is my example. The more and more I reflect on it, as much as I loved the scene at the time, and I still do love aspects of the scene, I still feel like season 2, Mando Luke, at the crux of it all, is a shoehorn.
Yeah.
It's cool, awesome. After The Last Jedi, so worth it. Getting to see, like literally, that's what we wanted. But when you dissect it all, right? When you're like, how does this fit in with the overall story? And it gets retconned later, whatever. It doesn't really matter, right? But it's a shoehorn. But it's pretty badass. So it gets 1 out of the 3. But
yeah.
but when you try to add it into the overall story, you're kind of like, why is he doesn't ask any questions? Like, who is this guy? What is he trying to do? What's going on here? He's like, give me Green Child and I will depart. So.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I feel like you could totally have done that differently, or I mean, I'm glad it's there.
Me too.
But yeah, it wasn't necessary, and it makes sense, but it's one of those, well, that makes sense. Whereas I think with Vader, at least in the Maul series, it makes sense. Like it is a different vibe. It per the lore, it makes more sense to me that this was what happened with the Vader appearance versus what happened with. We had chats, and I didn't even see with the Luke appearance.
Andrew's been.
Oh yes. What's up? What's up, Andre Whaley?
Andre Whaley. Yeah, like I mean, I think this fits. It makes sense. It's well done. It's not key jangling. Yeah. So, like you're
Maul facing off. Would you say that who wins that fight if Maul doesn't have a bum leg, or doesn't matter? Vader still owns him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Even like Mr. Roboto,
no,
Vader,
no. You are
peak Maul, peak Vader.
No. Any Vader.
What scenario does Maul beat Vader?
when he was supposed to run over him with the speeder.
Maul's Dana, you're missing the whole point of Maul. He doesn't win.
I know.
That's his thing. He does not win. Yeah, he beats Qui-Gon, but what does that mean? That's like the one time he's won. He does not win.
I know.
He beats what's his name for the Darksaber, but like still, we talked about it ad nauseum. Like
that's the peak of the hill. That's his top.
Yeah,
he killed Qui-Gon, and then he got the Darksaber, and then Palpatine comes back.
Yeah, I mean that's like his thing. He's not this crazy good duelist that is going to go out there and mollywop anybody. Should he have put up more of a fight? Like, should the Inquisitors have been able to handle him as much? No. Like, if you want to go good leg, I can give him. I could see him taking out 11th brother, first brother, probably one-on-one. I could see it, but no. It's a whole different class.
Yeah. You said something earlier too, class, made me think of that. We didn't get where I thought we would. Maybe a little more backstory on Marok and the Crow. And how we don't even get that in the comic, I don't think, for either of those two.
I need information on these two. It feels weird to see them so much and not have any information.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we didn't get, because I think they're both Jedi is what I understand, but
they're not. They're clearly not both Jedi when they die or when we see them die.
Not at that point, but we remember that Marok is 30, 40 years in the future. There's no way he's walking around. So our theory a few episodes ago was at some point maybe we get to see him die, and then he's resurrected somehow with the magic, because when he gets stabbed,
it's all that green misty stuff like you see come out of the zombies, but those are parasite zombies. But zombie rules mean all zombies do this.
So our thought is maybe he died, but is he alive right now in this timeline in the show? Yeah.
He talks more often.
Mm-hmm.
He does. And so maybe we will get a little more of that next time. I don't think I need it. It's some sprinkles on the cupcake, but I'd like to see it. Maybe in a comic or even a sidebar. Inquisitor sidebar for a couple that we really like. Like, I'd like to see those two.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. What Inquisitors that you know of would you like to see a little more of? I'd like to know their backstories. Those two. Go. Who else?
I want to see Barriss.
Barriss? You want to see some more Barriss?
Only because does Devin know that Barriss betrayed everybody? Because if she didn't, she may think Barriss is an ally.
Who?
Devin.
Devin doesn't know Barriss.
But because wasn't she Jedi Master?
No.
I thought she was.
No, I don't know. Barriss was a Padawan to Illuminara.
I thought she had gone.
She was the one that set the bombs.
Yeah.
And Ahsoka got framed for it.
Would Devin know who Barriss is Jedi wise and not know about the betrayal?
Oh, I see what you're saying, because she would have been at the Academy at the same time.
It's a Jedi. It's a potential ally that could help us. And
here's what I've
used
learned.
That to her advantage.
I've learned that there are so many Jedi. Whereas we grew up in this era where you had the original trilogy and there was only a handful. And when you hear Obi-Wan talk about the Jedi, for centuries protected the galaxy, for eon, whatever. When he says all of that, I don't imagine tens of thousands of Jedi. I imagine like a couple hundred, like 8. And that's not how it was. There were thousands of Jedi.
But
And
it's a big
so they're
galaxy.
not going to know. Yeah, like even Balin Skull, I met Anakin General Skywalker once or whatever. Like there's so many Jedi. Yeah. I mean, it took an entire clone army to dispatch the bulk of them.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Yeah.
I need Hondo.
Were there any Inquisitors that, I mean, unless you really wanted to dig into more of Reva, but Cam, but I don't think you want to do that.
Absolutely not. I don't care about the Inquisitors that much to know more. I think the most interesting one was second sister Trilla.
Mm-hmm.
I think
like
that's probably the best, most well done one. But I think we'll probably get some more Marok and 11th Brother in season 2, so maybe they'll give us a little something. But I mean, it's also like, I mean, it's an Inquisitor. Is what it is. Do a comic if you're going to do anything.
Yeah. When we did our Inquisitor show, that was one of our takes was, I mean, I know why they exist, but I don't think they're necessary in the Star Wars universe, and they're kind of an add-on.
Yeah. They're good like side characters for a lot of stuff, and
well, I think it addresses that problem of not every Jedi was like, whoa, I've only been doing this for like 4 years. Hold up.
Yeah.
It like solves for that.
I think you can. There's a lot that they're gonna have to do. I mean, you got to think we're gonna have to go through some training. I mean, they're probably gonna want to do a season 2 or a season 3. I could see Filoni wanting to do 4 seasons. I mean, there's a lot that you're going to have to cover in season 2. And a lot you're going to have to tie up with Devin and her training. And then clearly Lawson's not dead. So he'll be coming back.
What do you mean Lawson's not dead?
Lawson's dead.
100%
No, we didn't see a body, man. You know how this works.
Oh, he ran into the smoke, into the
we
laser fire.
didn't see a body, man. He's the only one that saw Maul's betrayal to Daki. That brother's coming back. You know it. So,
well, we might actually get to meet Riley's mom too in the Empire.
Mm-hmm. She might get some data. Who knows? But yeah. So I'm interested to see with what they do in season 2.
You think they take that mother and make her hardline Empire, or do you think they? You said something there about kind of giving some data. I don't know if you meant like helping out Riley and Dad, or sticking with the Empire and selling them out.
No, I mean, I think she genuinely believes that the Empire is like what they're doing is like for the greater good. At least that's the indication I got. Yeah. So, I mean, I could see like her son Riley trying to figure out what happened to his dad, and maybe there's some footage from a ship or a trooper's helmet or something, and that's how they, I don't know. Eventually, Devin's going to find out that Maul got her master killed, and there's only one person that really knows what happened. So,
Lawson, who's she going to trust after she's already had some training?
Yeah,
I see where this is going.
So, because clearly she's not with him post when we see Maul again. So, and then you got the Crimson Dawn storyline. Eventually, he's going to be the leader of that. We're going to get Emilia Clarke's character eventually, or it would make a lot of sense. Maybe we'll tie up some loose ends from Ahsoka. I don't know what happens in the Star Wars Outlaws game. I don't really care.
Shit, I'm still going to play that.
It needs to get to like sub $10 for me to try.
I got it when it was below. I think it was like $24.99 or something. I snagged it.
But yeah, they got a lot that they could do, but I don't want Maul to be the next Ahsoka. Eventually, the stories we have what we have. He has a great end. And I think Rebels does probably the best of any Star Wars project of introducing new characters to legacy characters, but it's to build up the new characters while also keeping the legacy characters intact. Like Maul coming in is like, whoa, but then you're like, what he does for Ezra and the overall story at the time is like he's actually adding to it. It's not what a lot of what Star Wars does now,
Fan service stuff.
Well, they either fan service it and it's really kind of like okay, or they just step over and crush everything that you thought your character really was,
Mm-hmm.
So pick your poison. But eventually,
I'm really surprised we didn't see Jar Jar under that hologram.
I would have stopped watching. You wouldn't have had me on the show anymore.
that would have been God tier, personally. Yeah, like who was he talking to? Clearly, I guess it's Vader.
Or was it Palpatine and Palpatine sent Vader?
No, that's true.
I think it was Vader.
Because why would, if Palpatine leaves, does Palpatine think this whole thing is beneath him at this point?
It's Maul. There's this personal BS between those two, man.
I think the best episode. I think the best episode was episode 8. I think the whole Maul borderline like panic
the
attack
breakdown. Yes.
Yeah, I think that was probably my favorite and one of the best episodes.
I feel like that was like one of the best depictions of having a panic attack or just a moment of everything's breaking and I don't know how to fix it.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to step away. Talk about that, though, for a second, because we didn't spend a lot of time on that in that last episode. I think the psyche of Maul from where we saw him in Phantom, the transition through what he had to endure with spider legs and whatever. And we talked about how he gets rebuilt every time, bigger and better for another purpose, to roll another boulder up the hill. Just to roll it back down. But he does. He improves. His psyche improves. His mental capacity, his emotional intelligence. He knows how to talk to people better and better every time. How he works Ezra, I think, maybe Devin is that Ezra 0.01 or what, like that first version before he gets to Ezra. Can I do this? Can I my brother's one thing as an apprentice. This is a whole nother animal. So yeah, I need to step away 5 seconds, but what are y'all's thoughts on that? With what in the?
He still has the pirate costume on. His great-great-grandmother got him a pirate costume for his birthday.
Oh wow!
I think we have worn it every single. This is week 2 of having said costume, and we have worn it every single day since we got home.
Nice.
So that is our new favorite, and so we watched Peter Pan last night. That may have been my fault, and so now we are fighting Captain Hook as a pirate.
That's fair. What were we supposed to be talking about?
The breakdown when Maul is having his panic attack in his hallucinatory sandstorm.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a very vulnerable moment, I guess you could say, for a villain, but it's also like he's the antagonist of the show, and so it's kind of, I guess it's a great moment for him to kind of lock back in, I guess, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. It felt nice to get backstory without doing actual flashbacks.
Yeah, that's true.
I watch a lot of anime flashbacks episodes. No, I can't do it.
It was cool to, you know, I mean, we had the legend, or the, you know, legends and some other comics about, you know, his backstory. Like, we know he wasn't a I don't know. It was great, personally. I thought, didn't know I needed something like that from a villain, but I'm glad we got that.
Well, you don't exactly pity him after it happens either. You got backstory, but you don't look at him and go, "Oh no, poor you. That's awful. I wish I could help you." You don't do that.
Yeah.
It gave it in a way that you don't. Yes, you can empathize on, like, that was awful, but you empathize, but you don't sympathize.
Mm-hmm. Because he's still wanting to continue. He's still wanting to continue the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Which a lot of people, when they have these traumatic experiences in their life that define who and what they are, it's the concept of, I want to break the cycle, right? Like,
he doesn't want to break the cycle.
Exactly. Well, like, he wants to do something different, but he's not realizing that he's still
doing the same thing.
Yeah, he's putting Devin in a position that she really doesn't want to be in. So
same thing, just a little different.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we talked about, and Cam, you spoke up about before the show, was let's hope they don't make him less of a villain. Essentially, is what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
So they did show a less Sithy side of Maul that we already knew existed from other shows that we've seen in his future, right? Madison stating, okay, but I didn't really feel sorry for him, you know, like, you know, his reasons or whatever. Did you feel they tiptoed that line, or they cross it, or were you like, nah, he's still the villain, they didn't make it out any weird way? I'd like your thoughts on that, because you and I went into some deep discussion about the villain aspect of Star Wars and other shows. And how do you think they did with him so far in this series?
I thought it was good. I mean,
yeah.
I didn't at any moment feel like what he was doing was out of character. That's why I think I liked episode 8 so much, and kind of what they were doing with them, because it was kind of something I didn't really know I needed or wanted to see from the character. But yeah, no, I think if they would have done anything to try to divert the character from the path that we know he goes down and what he should be going down, I would have been checked out off the rip, and I never felt that in any way in this show.
Agree. Yeah, that leads us to that kind of season 2, as you stated. I don't, where they left off, I don't know how you cram into 10 23-minute shows.
Yeah, it's a season 3 is most definitely going to be a thing, no doubt.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to kind of like a show like this to kind of speculate what happens in the next season. Well, one, it's hard to do because we don't know how many seasons we're going to run, but we know the dude's future. so I can tell you we'll get story about Crimson Dawn and how he takes over that, and maybe some stuff about Devin, which is all that you said 10 minutes ago. I guess we really don't know. Well, we know, but we don't know how they're going to do it in one or now potentially, I guess, 2 seasons if they're going to give us one so quick too. I think doing it if they rattle this off, like you said, before the end of the year. Would you watch? Okay, how about this? Let's say they do rattle this off and then come out next May with a full 2.5 hour animated Darth Maul wrapping up. This is the last Maul movie, animated, whatever. Would you go? Would you pack your seat for that?
Heck yeah.
Buy your ticket.
Yeah.
If we're keeping on the same path that it's currently going, absolutely.
How about this? If I could rent out a theater to watch episode 1 through 10 of this first season, I'd love to watch this on a big screen.
I mean, we still got to see the movie, but I mean, if we got more stuff like this in a theater, I'd go pay money to go to my local Cinemark and pay the type of money it takes to go in there than to go see what they're coming out with for Mando.
May 22nd.
I might need some gas money, but I'd make the drive all the way down to go sit in that theater with you.
Yeah,
that's crazy. 22nd.
Yeah,
22nd.
It's not. I'm hoping there's a lot more to what we're seeing than what we have seen. So
I can't wait to see Stinky become an arena fighter.
So take yourself back to the first time you saw Darth Maul. Trying to run over. No. That little kid. That's what's funny. Like, Maul had he didn't even know that kid was the chosen one. He was going to run that little kid over. He didn't care. I love Darth Maul, man.
If this is a threat, let me just...
When you first saw Darth Maul, you felt some kind of way, didn't you?
I was terrified.
How old were you, if you recall? Were you like 7?
Probably 7 or 8, I think, is when because I watched the OT first, so I would have been 7 when Revenge of the Sith came out. I think, I think I watched I'm trying to remember if I remember Maul from the first Lego Star Wars game or if it was I think it was Phantom Menace. Yeah.
Madison's first time seeing it was at the house because...
It was at the duplex because y'all watched Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, which is why I remember walking out of... Because that's the house we lived in by the railroad tracks. As I walked out and y'all were watching Attack of the Clones, y'all had just finished watching Phantom Menace. I don't remember who was with you on that couch. It was the floral couch that just...
Probably Scott.
Because I remember I freaked out about the Acklay and wanted to go back to my room because that scared the crap out of me.
The Acklay was scary.
I was like, what, 4?
So when you first see this Darth Maul painted up, he's whatever, super mysterious. I think, Cam, you allude to the mystique a lot about Vader, and there was a lot of that with Darth Maul too in Phantom Menace. This dude, we'd never seen anything like that. And then we end up with Rebels, Clone Wars, Solo, and now this show. Does all of this content surrounding this one character at this point, has it diminished or devalued Maul in your eyes to where you saw him the first time to where you're at now? Are you good with what you've got?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This goes back to, I guess, the stories told for his ending. We've gotten most of the middle. And I think that's kind of what I felt like with Luke until they changed everything, man. Um, I liked what we had for Luke, his beginning, middle, and end. And whenever they shifted all of that, I think you fractured. I don't think we've really talked about it in this way. You really fractured us, not the fan base, like separating. No. Like you hurt us, the fan base. And who's in charge of Lucasfilm right now?
Dave Filoni and the other lady. I don't know her name.
Yep. Okay. So is this their first Star Wars project together?
Well, I think Kathleen Kennedy is still running Lucasfilm. I don't think she's stepping down till later this year, but let's see the credits.
I'm just wondering how much more, if she's still in power, how much more say did Filoni have in this?
Says he was the program creator.
Damn.
Developed by Dave Filoni and Matt Miknovets. Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy's not an executive producer on this show.
That's why it's so good.
Can we say that again?
Kathleen Kennedy is not an executive producer on this show. Lynn Linwin Brennan is the co-president of Lucasfilm.
There you go.
She oversees the business, operational, and financial aspects of Lucasfilm. Dave Filoni is president and chief creative officer.
All right. So here's where we'll sit. For Dana, if this is where we're going as Lucasfilm under the Dave Filoni umbrella for creative, I'm all right. I'm good so far. If this is what he's going to do. Now, to your point though, Cam, let's not Ahsoka Maul. Because you kind of run that one out, man. We're kind of Ahsoka'd out. Why though? Are we Ahsoka'd out because she's in every series and has a series of her own, or are we just tired of her character, her story?
I think for me personally, I think her ending, or what should have been her ending in Rebels before the World Between Worlds stuff, I thought was a fitting ending. I have not been a fan of her live action portrayal, even though I do like some of the scenes with her and Skinwalker Luke in Book of Boba Fett. But it's just like, yeah, I mean, she's kind of in everything. It's very clear that she's getting the story for the timeline that we're in that should have been Luke's story. And I think as a Luke fan, that irritates me a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's just, she's in everything. Somehow there's no other characters that, like, I mean, I would say if maybe we had a better live action portrayal than Rosario Dawson, maybe things might be a little different. But I just think the biggest disservice to the character was when they brought her into live action.
Yeah.
And with the actress that is using her. And I like Rosario Dawson a lot, but she, to me, is an Ahsoka. I think the girl that played young Ahsoka in the flashbacks that we got with Hayden Christensen did a phenomenal job, and would have loved to have seen her kind of get more of a shot, but Ahsoka should have been animated. They should have just made Rebels season 5 with Bad Batch animation. I don't know, something, you know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah.
We would have got the show out quicker. The characters would have stayed consistent. I think it would have been better, personally.
I agree. Yeah, I think when you look at what they're doing with, or what they did with Ahsoka versus what they're doing with Maul, Maul's been in all the shows except for Ahsoka's standalone show that Ahsoka's been in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he is a main that has main aura and main energy and can carry his own show. We just proved that. I don't need live action Maul anymore.
Please, God, no.
I think what we have as animated Maul as we sit today is probably, for me, this was the best all around animation from Lucasfilm I've seen.
Oh yeah,
hands down for me.
And yeah,
story wise, there's been a couple arcs that's got me looking forward to the next show, Some of those arcs, like, of course, Jarrus or Kane and Jarrus dying and whatever. Like, that's one where it's like, I need to know how's Eritzer gonna deal with the, what, like all those things, like good writing, man, good storytelling. This fills that bill so far. I know that when I will look back at when I look back at the series that we've watched and we've talked about just in the last 3 years on this show, I can't think of one that has been more positive than this series. No, that's not true. I think it gives Andor a run for its money, and from our perspective, how well it's written, directed, acted, and in this case, animated. I think it's up there with Andor, 100%. What do you guys think?
I think it's too early to tell. Personally, I think
I'm saying standalone as a season standalone. I'm with you though.
Andor, I can't give that.
We got two seasons of Andor.
I still have to watch Andor.
I cannot believe you have not seen it.
I see, but I feel like it's two completely different. Like I don't see the need for the comparison, in my opinion. I think they're two different shows capturing two different mystiques of the mythos of Star Wars.
Sure.
So,
and when I compare, I'm not comparing them like in that way. I'm comparing them in like standalone. This series, Andor season 1, was just phenomenal. Like, it was great, beginning to end. It could stand on its own. Season 2, same thing, great. So that's what I'm making the comparison as a whole project, as a whole piece of just a standalone. This series, Shadow Lord season 1. Chef's Kiss could stand alone. We wouldn't even have to have any more. I know there's story that's cliffhangered, but you know what I'm trying to get at. It was good enough. That's what I'm making that comparison.
Yeah. Then yes, I agree with you.
It was a very fulfilling end to the season where it's like, you know what? If I had to pick up a book to finish this, I'd be okay with waiting to pick up said book to finish this. I don't feel the need, just like with them releasing the 2 episodes, I didn't feel the inherent need to know immediately. I felt good enough that I could just wait till the next one came out.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right. Any last bits on Maul before we close out?
I have a weird not opinion, but I don't know. Watching Merrick now and the clips when we did our whole episode on Merrick, and I had no idea who this guy was. And looking at it now, I wonder if they're going to play him like they played Maul, Phantom Menace, where you don't get to know anything about this guy.
True.
Because that's what Maul used to be. Now we don't have a character that is just this, well, what is this and why does it bother me that I don't know? Could Merrick just fill that? Could a lot of the Inquisitors just fill that gap of we don't get to know their backstory? Sucks. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Because that adds to the danger of you don't know what's going to stop them. They have to be able to be killed, right? Big old question mark on the end.
Maybe.
We know that they can, but as like characters in the show too, it's like, can they? Can they take damage? They don't seem to. So we might not get anything on Merrick at all.
Maybe.
Just keep us in the dark on it.
So I'm looking at season 1 kind of as a closure to say that it did something that I didn't really anticipate. There was a boldness, I think, about the show in certain areas. It showed in times kind of peak Maul, who Maul really is or was at that time, could have been potential. And episode 9 takes us to a version of Maul that I don't want to say is honorable, okay, but the mental psyche, as we were discussing, right? Like, it gives us that background of no, he is disciplined in his training and in his mental fortitude because he has to be, based on his past where he did lose his mind. And then we get to episode 10 and all of that stripped away. He pushes right up to the edge. He chooses to control over compassion, and he forces Devon's hand. Oh my God. Forces Devon's hand in her transformation. And where I found the biggest, Eris mentioned this as well, Palpatine treated Maul like, manipulated him to get him. He tortured him, but he also manipulated him, especially around Savage, or with the Savage arc. And it's in that manipulation that now he's repeating the failures of his master, right? He's doing the exact same thing that Palpatine did. And that's what you were talking about earlier. He also becomes that very cycle that he swore. He's like, Palpatine, he's not going to do, Sidious isn't going to do this to anybody else. And then what does he? Turns around. But that's the tragic thing, right? That's the tragedy of
become
freaking
the very
Maul.
thing
like,
you swore to destroy.
It's
Anakin.
The tragedy's not his failure. It's that the galaxy seems to demand of him. This is the outcome, the continual rolling the stone up the hill. And that fallibility, if that's a word, that's what draws and has always drawn me to Maul. He's flawed, he's compromised, but he's brilliant. And that makes him dangerous. So Maul Shadow Lord season 1, I think it brought into the light a version of Maul that we always knew was there, but we finally got to see. And I don't think season 2 is going to give us about the power that Maul has or whatever. I think it's going to be another great round of storytelling and showing us how Maul will continue to roll that damn boulder up that hill, only to have it roll back down in his face. And that was my semi-monologue for this evening. Thank you for indulging me. Guys, this was great. I love talking about Maul. I don't know about next week, and in fact, we may actually take a week off. We have had, not Cam, but I have been on the air straight something like 12 weeks or something. I'm tired. I need a break. So we may not have a show next week. If there is a show, you'll see it posted. If not, you won't. Zane is, I think he had like 8 shows in the last 3 weeks or something. Like he's been playing gigs like
Told me
crazy.
he just signed with another band the other day.
Yeah, he's playing like with
That's
6
6
bands now. It's crazy. So we may never see him again either. We've got someone not being on our show because of their love of Jesus, which is perfectly, absolutely acceptable. Amen.
Christ is king.
Someone not on our show because we go a full 2 hours a show, Debbie, and that's understandable. That's fair. And then Zane, because he's a professional musician. I can't.
Zane said that he would.
We're running out of people.
This is funny. Zane said he'd be on next week to talk about Maul as a whole if we wanted to do an episode just going over the entire season.
We already did that.
Mm-hmm. He said
Sorry.
he'd be on if we went over the whole season.
No worries, man. I know Zane's got some stuff coming up. Just go check out his thingy thing, Insta.
Oh,
Cam, I hope you feel better.
Thank you, sir.
Go to. Oh, you got his Twitch up there or his thing.
I got Zane's music. Are you wanting me to put my Twitch up?
Yeah, pop it. Go quick, and then we're off. All right. Maul, in a nutshell, fantastic. Thank you guys for listening tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, do all the stuff and things, but always remember, peace is a lie. There's only passion. Good.